Morning students. In the previous class we have discussed combination of cells and mixed grouping of cells. Today we will do numerical on the basis of those concepts. Before that I will just give you a brief idea about heating effect of current. As the phenomena of producing heat in a resistor, it depends upon current. It also depends upon resistance of that conductor and for the time on which for which the current is flowing. So in the 10th class also you have discussed this particular concept. As amount of heat produced in a conductor in time t, it is proportional to I square RT. Now we can write it as, when the proportionality sign will be removed, we can simply replace it as I square RT, ignoring the constant of proportionality. And if we convert it into another form and V equal to IR we will use, this can also be written as heat produced is equal to V square by R into T. If I will write it in one another form, this can also be written as VIT. So basically the phenomena of producing heat in a resistor by the flow of electric current through it is called heating effect of current. This is also called Joule's heating effect. Now as we have done this heat, basically heat is a form of energy. Now after this electric power, this is also a term which is related with the current, as power is a rate at which work is done by a source of EMF in maintaining an electric current through the circuit. So power, as it is work done per unit time, and we know work done is VIT upon T. This can be written as VI, or when we are substituting the values, this can also be written as V square by R or I square R. So these are different forms of power. Basic concept is remaining to be the same. Now when you are discussing this SI unit of power is watt. Symbolical representation by capital W. So power is said to be 1 watt to an appliance when it consumes an energy of 1 joule per second. If an appliance consumes an energy of 1 joule for 1 second, then only power is said to be 1 watt. There are bigger unit of power also there. 1 kilowatt hour, that is 10 raised to the power 3 watt. 1 megawatt, that is 10 raised to the power 6 watt. So this is a concept. Basically in numericals we will directly use the formula for power. Now power rating. Although this concept I will take in very brief. Power rating. Usually when you are going to market to purchase any of a tube or bulb or any of the power appliance, you specially specify its power rating. We know in our homes the voltage supply is 220 volt. You always say the power is that we require a tube light of 40 watt or 100 watt bulb is required. So from here this is a power rating. On this basis we can calculate what is the current requirement of that particular appliance, or by this formula we can calculate what is the resistance of that particular appliance. So basically this power rating helps us to find the current flowing through the appliance, provided voltage which we use at our home, that is 220 volt, that is always taken to be same, and resistance we can also calculate. Now next, power consumption in combination of appliances. That we are taking, the appliances are connected in series. Number of appliances you can take, electric bulbs, these are connected in series, or any resistances are connected in the series. They are connected to a particular voltage. If we are taking P1, P2 and P3, these are the powers of these resistances R1, R2 and R3 operated over the voltage, and each appliance having the common voltage V each. Now what will be the combination of power for this series combination? As we know that P is equal to V square upon R. So from here if we take the resistance of each of the 3 components which are connected, so R1 will be this is your V square upon P1, R2 will be V square upon P2, R3 will be V square upon P3. As in series combination, total resistance is taken as the sum of individual resistances. So now if we substitute the value of R1, R2, R3, this is V square by P1 plus V square by P2 plus V square by P3, and total power for the combination, if it is represented by P, so taking V square common from the right hand side, it will cancel out. What will be left? 1 by P will be 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus 1 by P3. So when the bulbs or any of the electric appliances are connected in series, then you have to learn the result that the reciprocal of the total power is equal to sum of reciprocal of individual power. This is for the series combinations. But when we are using parallel combination, for the parallel combination, if we have different gadgets, we are connected in parallel, then let their power rating, again this is P1, P2, P3, and these are connected to a common voltage V. So as we have discussed the formula as P equal to V square by R, R1 will be V square by P1, R2 will be V square by P2, and R3 will be V square by P3. So basically for this parallel combination, equivalent resistance, let it be R dash. It will be equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So here if we take total power for the combination by P, now what we can take before going to the power, now you can see here that the reciprocal of resistance we have taken. What factor remaining same? Remaining to be same in each of the three resistors, that is voltage. So can we divide V square on both the sides? When we are dividing, when we are multiplying each term by V square, now this term, this will be taken as the power for the whole combination. This is the power of first resistor. For second resistor power is P2, and for third resistor power is P3. So you have to learn this result. For parallel combination, total power is obtained by sum of individual power, and for series combination, total power we have to obtain as reciprocal of the power. This is equal to sum of reciprocal of individual power. So this is a concept where 2-3 years back this question was asked in boards, where you have to find the ratio of power for series and parallel combination of different resistors or the components connected. Now after this, let me come to the numerical on the basis of internal resistance of cell, and some concept of power will also be used here. Here first numerical, this is NCERT exercise question. The storage battery of EMF 8 volts and internal resistance of 0.5 ohm is being charged by 120 volt DC supply using a series resistor of 15.5 ohm. What is the terminal voltage of the battery during charging? What is the purpose of having a series resistor in charging circuit? See, in the statement, basic concept what we are taking. See, as per the statement, as a battery having EMF 8 volt and its internal resistance is 0.5 ohm, this battery having internal resistance, it is being charged by some another battery that is 120 volt. I have drawn its circuit, rough sketch of it. Now here again, by the battery, when it is connected, another resistance that has been connected, that resistor is 15.5 ohm, that is connected in series. So this is the basic concept which has been given in the first line. Now what is a terminal voltage of the battery? You have to find terminal voltage, that means potential difference between these two terminals. See how to proceed. We have to find terminal voltage, that means EMF of this battery plus potential drop across internal resistance of the cell. So if I will say that terminal voltage across the terminals will be given by EMF plus I into R. See, as per the given parameters, E is given, R is given, but we don't know the value of current. So now what should we do to find the value of current? See here, as this battery is charged by 120 volt DC supply, now what will be the effective EMF of this circuit? So effective EMF, that will be given by 120 minus 8. 120 minus 8, so it will be 112 volt. And what is the effective resistance? This will be R plus small internal resistance. That means 15.5 plus 0.5. This is 16 ohm. So now you can easily calculate current. This effective EMF, let it be E dash upon R dash, 112 upon 16, and it will come out to be 7 ampere when you will do the calculation. Now, so here current is, we have calculated. So what we can do now, we will substitute the value here. So terminal potential difference will be E is 8 volt plus current is 7 and resistance is 0.5. So it is 8 plus 3.5, that is 11.5 volt. So see how simple this question is there. Basically here we have to understand the figure, because here the circuit arrangement is there where components are connected in the series. So we have to find the current flowing through the arrangement. Now one more point has been asked in the statement. What is the purpose of connecting series resistor in the circuit? See, if this resistor will be missing, if this resistor, that is 15.5 is missing, resistance will be low. Resistance will be low, current will increase. So current will be increasing. So here this resistor R is introduced in the circuit to limit the current flowing in the circuit. So wherever we have to require to limit the current, we must introduce some series resistance. Now after this, let me take one more numerical. 4 cells of identical EMF E, internal resistance R. These are connected in series to a resistor. This figure shows variation of terminal voltage of the combination. This V is representing terminal voltage and it has been plotted with the current. See, what is the EMF of each cell? We have connected 4 cells in series and we have to find EMF of each cell. Second point, for what current from the cells maximum power dissipation occur? So maximum power dissipation, when it is occurring, you have to find the value of current. For what value of the current maximum power dissipation will occur. Also find internal resistance of each cell. We have to find EMF of each cell, internal resistance of each cell, as well as maximum power dissipation. Corresponding to that, you have to find current. So see, only graph has been given. As I have explained this graph when I have introduced the concept of internal resistance, when we will plot graph between V and I, what we are getting, that graph will be like this. See, terminal voltage at this point is 5.6, and here also corresponding to current of 1 ampere, terminal voltage is 2.8 and the maximum current is 2 ampere. So let me see. Here 4 cells are connected in series. What we will take? So 4 cells when connected in series, what will be the total EMF? EMF of all the cells are added, E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus E4. Being these all are identical cells, so you can take total EMF as 4E. So total EMF 4E, this is 5.6. That is the maximum potential difference. That means this corresponds to the case from the graph. As per the graph, you can see this terminal voltage 5.6, this is 2, and this corresponds to when current is 0 in the circuit. So when current is 0, V is equal to E. Now that's why we are calculating EMF from it. You can ask the question, why here terminal voltage is equal to EMF? Because when no current is flowing, when the circuit is open, V is equal to E. So 4E is equal to 5.6, so E will be equal to 1.4 voltage. Now, as one more point has been given in the graph, for current of 1 ampere, terminal voltage is 2.8. As well as maximum current is 2 ampere. So what will be the internal resistance? Internal resistance will be given by EMF of the cell and the maximum current ratio. And maximum current here is 2 and the EMF is 1.4. So it will be equal to 0.7 ohm. So internal resistance of each cell will be obtained by this. So here we will put only the EMF of each one cell. Now for maximum output power, we have done one condition in the mixed grouping of cells. For maximum power, external resistance is equal to total internal resistance. See here, when all these 4 cells are connected in series, So EMF is 4E, and for series combination total internal resistance will be 4 small r. Now since we are using this value, so I maximum current can be obtained, that is total EMF divided by total current we can take. So here put the value of R as 4R plus 4R. This is 4E by 8R. So it is E by 2R. 1.4 divided by 2 into 0.7. This is 1 ampere. So maximum current, that is 1 ampere, that is flowing for maximum power output. Next numerical. This is also one important kind of numerical. Two identical cells of EMF 1.5 volt each joined in parallel. See, as per the statement, we will draw its circuit diagram. This will help you to understand the problem. First of all, I am reading it. So these are joined in parallel, provide supply to external circuit. Consist of, it means this is connected to external circuit, which consists of two resistors of 17 ohm each joined in parallel. And terminal voltage of the cells to be 1.4 volt. Calculate internal resistance of each cell. See, as per this statement, EMF of each cell is 1.5 volt. Two such cells are connected in parallel. Having internal resistance, we have to calculate. It is unknown to us. Now, this combination is connected again to the combination of two resistors, each of 17 ohm in parallel. So this is the circuit arrangement, and terminal voltage, this is 1.4 volt. You have to calculate internal resistance of the cell. So now here, as we have studied the internal resistance, we have to calculate, that is E upon V minus 1 into R. So how to proceed? This is a basic formula. As these two resistances are connected in parallel and these two cells are also connected in parallel. So first of all, what will be the EMF for these two parallel combination? For parallel combination, EMF is 1.5 volt. Right? Now, when these are connected in parallel, their resistance, that resistance will also be in parallel combination. So here you can take 1 by R dash is 1 by R plus 1 by R. This is 2 by R. So R dash will be R by 2. Internal resistance of the combination we have obtained. Now these two resistors are also connected in parallel. So 1 by R dash is 1 by R plus 1 by R. I am taking R to be 17 ohm. Finally, I will use the calculations for it. Now 2 by R, I will substitute the values at the last step. R dash equal to R by 2. So now combined resistance you have calculated, internal resistance you have calculated. Now if you will substitute the values in this formula, how to proceed? You will take the result as R dash is E upon V minus 1 into R dash. So R dash you will write it as R by 2. E upon V minus 1 into R by 2. 2 will be cancelled. Now simply E is given to be 1.4, V is given to be E is given to be 1.5, V is given to be 1.4 minus 1 into resistance R, that is resistance R is 17. So if you will take its LCM, this is 1.1 upon 1.4 into 17. This is 14, 1 by 14, 1 this 0.1 decimal place I will take 10, divide by 10 in each, it will cancel out. So directly when you will solve it, this is 1 point, this comes out to be 2. Yes. So this is the internal resistance of each of the cell which are connected in parallel. So see here, as per the combination, two cells are connected in parallel and the combination is connected to combination of two external resistance which are also connected in parallel. Now there can be questions where 4 cells, 5 cells are connected, the combination of that are connected to a combination of another combination of parallel resistance. So by using this method you can solve this kind of numerical. Now next numerical, determine potential difference between C and D as shown in the figure. See in the figure, one battery and resistance is connected to the combination where two capacitors are connected in series, and that is in parallel combination with the combination of two resistance in series. So you have to find potential difference between point C and D. Now here you can see the capacitors are connected in series and charge for each of the capacitor will remain the same. At steady state, basically the charge on the capacitor is due to terminal potential difference of the cell having EMF. So when steady state is reached, no current is flowing through the capacitor. For this combination, no current is flowing. So current in the circuit will be, you will not actually like this, you will say at steady state, no current will flow through capacitors. So now what is the current flowing through the combination, through the circuit? So now you will treat this as a circuit. Here battery is this. Now voltage is 12. What will be the total resistance? See 3, 6 both are connected in series. This is also connected to 1 ohm in series. The total resistance I am writing in the denominator directly. So now what will be the current? This will be 12, this is 10. So 12 divided by 10, this is 1.2 ampere. So by this way we have calculated current flowing through the configuration. So what will be the terminal potential difference VAB? It will be given by E minus IR, and E is 12, I current is 1.2, and internal resistance that is given to be 1. This should be the internal resistance of the cell. So it will come out to be 12. This comes out to be directly when I will solve. This is 0.8. This is 10.8 volt. Now here we have to calculate potential difference between C and D. So basically when we have to calculate potential difference between these two, we have to calculate charge on the capacitor. Same charge is flowing through it. So first of all we have to find charge. As for the series combination of capacitor, charge will remain to be the same. So that's why first of all we will calculate equivalent capacitance. So what will be the equivalent capacitance? This will be equal to, for series combination, this is given by 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2, and on solving you are getting this result. Directly I am putting here 1 into 2. Obviously both are in microfarad. I am not mentioning it again and again. This is your 2 by 3. This is microfarad. So charge Q will be C into V. So capacitance is 2 by 3 and potential. Now this potential will be used here. Why we have calculated this potential difference? Because potential difference between A and B is 10.8 volt. That's why we have calculated this. So here you will multiply by 10.8, and on solving, because this is in microfarad and this is in volt, now when you will solve it, you will write in farad 10.8, and on solving it will come out to be 7.2 10 raised to the power minus 6 coulomb. So now what is the use of calculating charge? Because we have to find potential difference between C and D. C point here, this is A, and here D point here. So first of all we can calculate potential difference between these two and these two terminals. So potential difference between A and C, this will be VA minus VC. This will be equal to Q upon C. As charge is 7.2 10 raised to the power minus 6 and capacitance is 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 6. So what comes out to be potential difference? This is 3.6 volt for 2 microfarad capacitor. You can see in the figure. Now potential difference between A and B. Here we have resistor connected. So what we have to use? Here we will use Ohm's law. So potential difference between A and D will be VA minus VD. This is I into R. And current already we have calculated. It is 1.2, and resistance this R. This is 6 ohm. So it comes out to be 7.2 volt. Now we have to calculate potential difference between this and this. So to calculate VC minus VD, because we have to calculate VCD, what we can do, let we add and subtract VA. What is the purpose? So that we can use these two results. So here by using it, we are combining these two. This is giving you VA minus VD and minus VA and we plus VC. You can see directly it is resembling, it is this VAD. But here if you will take negative sign, then only it is VA minus VC. So it will be VAD minus VAC. This step we are doing only to get potential difference between C and D. Now VAD is 7.2, VAC is 3.2 volts. So substitute the value. Here you will get 7.2 minus 3.6. What you will get? 3.6 volt. So by this way you have calculated the potential difference between terminals C and D. So actually directly we cannot find, because for that we require current in this arm. These are the steps you can see. If you will directly take, then VAC, VAD, because here capacitor is connected, so that's why we have used this result. So we require charge, so that's why we have calculated charge. For VAD, here resistance is connected, so we require current. So for getting current, we have done this particular step. So all the steps are correlated, and hence we have come to a final result. So practice it by once you are just observe. First of all you will just see what I have done and then try to solve it by yourself. Now next numerical. See, now the numerical basic concept is same. Here I am taking different statements so that it will give you clarity how to use that results in solving the numerical. See here, two identical cells, whether joined together in series or in parallel, gives same current. So here the key point lie only in this statement. From here you are getting the condition that same current is flowing for each of the combination. When these are connected to external resistance of 1 ohm, find internal resistance of each. So as per the statement, as the two cells which are connected in series and this is connected to external resistance of 1 ohm. If E is the EMF and R is the internal resistance of each of the cell, so combined EMF is E plus E, that is 2E. And what will be the total internal resistance? It will be R plus R, that is 2R. As a load resistance is also connected, so total resistance will be R plus R dash. This will be R plus 2R. So for this circuit, what will be the current flowing? Let it be I1. It will be 2E upon R plus 2R. Let it be equation 1. Now, same current is flowing when these two cells are connected in parallel to a resistance of 1 ohm. Same two cells are connected. So when the cells are connected in parallel, effective EMF will be equal to E. We have already explained this point. What will be the internal resistance? This can be obtained as 1 by R dash, 1 by R plus R, that is 2 by R. So R dash is R by 2. So total resistance of the combination, it will be R plus R dash, that is R plus R by 2. Now EMF is known, resistance is known. What will be the current? This will be E upon R plus R by 2. So now what is the condition? The current is same. It means I1 equal to I2. So 2E upon R plus 2R equal to E upon R plus R by 2. So E will be cancelled out. Now the simple calculation part is left. Cross multiplying, you are getting 2 into R plus R by 2, which is equal to R plus 2R. Expand it. This will come out to be 2R plus R, R plus 2R. So 2R minus capital R, this is R. Taking this side, small r, 2R minus R, this is R. So we have to calculate internal resistance. This is equal to R, and this external resistance is given to be 1 ohm. It means internal resistance of each cell is 1 ohm. This is a numerical which I am taking. This is on the concept when one cell is wrong connected. As this is important concept, that's why I am taking this extra push. See here, before going to the statement, I will tell you, if we have number of cells connected, if one cell is wrong connected, then what will be the effect? These 4 cells are connected, and out of which if one is wrong connected, the impact of these 2 cells will be removed. It means these 2 cells will be destroyed. These are short circuited. So what will be remaining factor? That the EMF will be contributing only of the remaining 2 cells. So this concept we will use in this numerical. It should be clear in your mind that when one cell is wrong connected, then 2 cells are destroyed. So here, now coming to the statement, 12 cells each having same EMF are connected in series and are kept in a closed box. See, 12 cells same EMF, they are connected in series. It means combined EMF will be 12E, if E is the EMF of each cell. Some of the cells are connected in reverse order. Here it has not been specified how many number of cells are connected in reverse order. The battery is again, now this complete system which is wrongly connected also, this system is connected in series with an ammeter, an external resistance, and 2 cells of same type as in a battery. That means we have taken 12 cells, apart from it 2 other cells along with resistance and ammeter are also connected in the combination. Now this is a point which is helping you to give the components. What are the components given in the statement? Now the technical part arises. The current, when they aid means help each other in, is 3 ampere, and the current is 2 ampere when they oppose each other. It means 2 cells which are connected in the combination, if they are in the same direction as that of the batteries, that will help. It will give you the current of 3 ampere. But when these are connected in the opposite direction, that means when their polarities are opposite connected, so the current is 2 ampere. Now you have to tell how many cells are connected in reverse order. So basic concept will remain to be the same which I have told you earlier. So now let E is the EMF of each cell. 12 such cells are connected in series. So total EMF of 12 cells is 12E. Now let me assume that N cells are connected in reverse order, because we don't know, no information is given. We have to find the value of N. So we know that if one cell is wrongly connected, then 2 cells are destroyed. If N cells are wrongly connected, then 2N cell will be destroyed. So you will write here 2N cells will not work. It will be destroyed. So correspondingly, now effective EMF of the combination is 12E minus 2N, because cell each having EMF E, so 2N E. This will be taken as the effective EMF. This is the main point. It should be clear in your mind. If one cell is wrongly connected, you can take that 2 cells will not operate. When N cells are wrongly connected, then 2N cell will not operate. So that's why we have subtracted 2N E. Now after this, it has been given if this battery has been connected in series with 2 cells. So when the battery, external battery of 2 cells that is connected, it is supporting battery we are connected. That means which is connected. It means if we are taking the battery system like this, and 2 another batteries are also connected following the same sequence. So this will be helping. So what will be the EMF? Let it be E dash. As to this EMF, that 2E will also be adding. 12E minus 2NE plus 2E. Why this? Because these 2 cells are supporting it. So it will be 14E minus 2NE. this will be effective EMF when it is connected to external combination. So now what will be the current? It will be E dash upon R. Now here, as load is also connected, as the cells are supporting it, the current, it was given in the statement, it was 3 ampere. So it is 14E minus 2NE upon R. This is equal to 3. Second point, when the batteries are opposing the given circuit. So in that case, what will be the effective EMF? This will be 12E minus 2NE minus 2E, because now these are opposing. So in that particular case, you will take it as 10E minus 2NE. So in that case, current will be E double dash upon R. So now this is given to be 2 in opposing direction. So 10E minus 2NE upon R. So now you have got these two equations and this one. Now just what you will do, you will simply divide these two equations. Here R will be cancelled out. 3 by 2 is 14E minus 2NE upon 10E minus 2NE. So now R will be cancelled out. Now cross multiplying. On cross multiplying, you are getting 30E minus 6NE. You can take E common. Okay, we will take it in the next step. This will be 28E minus 4NE. So if you will take E common from both the sides directly, it will cancel out. Taking E common, then it will cancel out. So now solve it. 30 minus 28, this is 6N minus 4N. So 2 equal to 2N, N comes out to be 1. It means only one cell is wrong connected. So see here, as per the statement, key points for this numerical. First of all, to understand, this is a point, this is important point, that when when the N cell is wrongly connected, so EMF is reduced by 2N times EMF. Second, when this is connected to external circuit where two batteries are supporting, that means connected in the same order to the combination, then this will be adding and giving the current. So using the formula. Third point, when it is connected, when the combination of the battery that is connected to the given circuit but with the opposite polarity, opposing it. So in that particular case, this EMF is again subtracting, and hence now the current you have obtained and calculated the value of N. Now last numerical I am taking, it is quite simple and it is of NCERT exercise. Now a series battery of 6 lead accumulators, each of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance of 0.50 ohm, is charged by 100 volt DC supply. 6 cells each having EMF is given, internal resistance is given, these are charged by external battery. What series resistance should be used in charging the circuit in order to limit the current to only 8 ampere? Using required resistor, that means what resistance we will calculate. Obtain power supplied by DC. It means what amount of power is supplied by the source, what power supplied by the DC is lost, what amount of power will be dissipated, maybe as a heat, and what is the energy stored in the battery within a time of 15 minutes. So as per the figure, if 6 lead accumulators are connected, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 cells, each having EMF E. These are all connected in series and obviously their internal resistance are also given, and this is connected to a 100 volt DC through a series resistor. So first of all, as per this, let me calculate effective EMF. Now see, for this 6 all are connected in series, what will be the combined EMF? 6E, if E is the EMF of each cell. For each of this, what will be the internal resistance of all 6, this is 6R. So now what will be the effective EMF of the combination? This is equal to 100 minus 6E, and EMF of each cell is given to be, this is 2. So it is 100 minus 12, it is 88 volt. Now what is the total resistance of the combination? This is R plus 6 into R. So R, capital R is unknown but small r is given, it is 0.5. So it is R plus 3 ohm. So now as the series resistor is used in charging the circuit, the current is limited to 8 amperes. So what is the current? This is effective EMF. Let it be, you can represent it by E double dash and resistance by R dash. So E double dash upon R dash. This is only symbolic representation. We can use any symbol. So it is 88 upon R plus 3. So now cross multiplying it, 8 into R plus 3 is equal to 88. 8R plus 24 is equal to 88. 8R is equal to 88 minus 24, this is 64. Now here capital R comes out to be 8 ohm. This has been asked. What should be the value of resistors connected in series to limit the value of current? So you can see the steps are quite simple. Here we have used the concept of effective EMF. Now here one part has been asked, what you have to calculate power supplied by the source. So power is V into I, as V voltage is given to be 100. Supplied source, here supplied source is this 100 volt. So this is supplying voltage for current, and this is current is 8. So it is total supplied power is 800 watt. Second part, what is the loss of power? So power dissipated as a heat. Power dissipated as heat. So P dash will be equal to here I square R plus small r. I is given to be 8 square, capital R is 8, and small r is given to be, that is here 6R, 6R is 3. So it comes out to be 64 into 11, and it is 704 watt. So this is the loss, such amount of loss of power is there. So next part is, what is the energy stored in the battery? Energy stored, energy is power into time, and this means whatever be the difference of these two, it is 800 minus 704. That means remaining power multiplied by the time, 15 minutes. Let me convert it into seconds. So multiply by 60, it is 96 into 15 into 60, this is 900. This comes out to be 864,000 joule. So this is the main concept. I have tried to explain you through different numericals. See, all these numericals are quite important. I have tried to cover different kind of numericals. Watch the video twice to get more clarity of numericals, and after that I will give you few numericals to solve yourself. Before that, solve all these questions personally. When you will get confidence over this, then you can proceed for the assignment. So keep preparing, keep practicing all the concepts carefully. Thank you. Have a nice day.